Hi everybody, this is SAAD for the SAAD Truth. Today's clip constitutes my 600th SAAD Truth clip or episode. It all began in August 2014, so it's taken roughly 3.5 years to reach this mark. Some YouTube metrics for my channel that might interest you. I recently reached the milestone of 110,000 subscribers. And just this past weekend, I reached another milestone, 10 million views. In terms of the like to dislike ratios for SAAD Truth clips, it's roughly 97.5% likes. If you want to know the exact numbers, 510,987 likes, 12,954 dislikes, many of which came in my recent 2 clips when I dealt with the vegan issue. 85,931 comments that were posted on my clips. So another exciting metric is to look at how much one's platform is engendering conversations. And so certainly it's going well on that dimension. What else can I share with you? 75,191 shares, 123,009 videos in the playlist. I've lost count. I didn't check how many countries or territories the SAAD Truth has been viewed in, but it's well over, I think, 220 plus, listed countries and territories. I think roughly about 1/5 of my shows are chats with people of all sorts. Some are physicians, lawyers, philosophers, academics of various types, entertainers. In one case, I had a former NBA player. And so I really try to have conversations with folks who will offer an interesting conversation that people will find enriching. So, for example, some of you might have watched my recent chat with a gentleman who spent 29 years in prison for a murder that he did not commit. Again, the main reason to speak to him was because he had an unbelievably compelling story to tell, a tragic story, but then there were many life lessons that we could take away from the manner by which he's conducted himself given the immeasurable injustice that he's faced. And so really my goal when I'm holding these chats is to simply have interesting conversations with a broad range of folks. Next week, I'll be chatting with Rick Mehta, who is a professor of psychology at Acadia University, who's facing some difficult issues or difficult situation right now at his university because they're accusing him of, creating a, quote, hostile environment because of some of the positions that he's taken. So we'll be chatting next Tuesday. I'll also be chatting, I think, in 2 weeks with Michael Shermer, who's already, who's already been on my show. He'll be returning. Several other folks lined up. I won't announce it until they are confirmed. And I guess at this point, maybe I could leave you off with a plea. Many of you know how long it takes for me to do this. I do this outside of my duties as a professor, right? This is not part of my professorial duties, although one could argue, as I have, that public intellectuals or professors should be stepping and putting on hats as public intellectuals and weighing in on important issues. But of course, I do this as an additional, it's pretty much a full-time job. So if I work 12, 14, 18 hours a day on my professorial stuff, I find a way to engage with the public with whatever remaining time I have. In some cases, it affects my sleep. That's why I'm often very tired. But the bottom line is this doesn't come freely. Yes, I love it. I enjoy what I do. I want to continue to offer you this as free content, but time is costly. The effort is quite sizable. And many of you will write to me and say, hey, how can we help? We'd love to support you if you create great content. Well, many people are watching, but very few people are contributing. I went actually from roughly $3,100 of Patreon support per month down. Now I'm around $2,300, and I don't think it's because my content has gotten any worse or I'm offering less content. I think at one point the dip started happening when a lot of people got very upset with Patreon and actually wrote to me and said, we hate Patreon, we're leaving. If you could find an alternate way by which we can support you, that would be great. So I do have a PayPal option. Again, I always am amazed that someone will write and say, well, you get a professor as a salary. Why should we pay you for this? Which is quite extraordinary, right? Where else would someone feel so entitled that anybody should spend 10, 20 hours a week preparing stuff, creating content, but should not expect in the least bit to be remunerated for their time? The time that I spend booking these shows, contacting the guests, at times reading their books prior to a chat, posting the clips, preparing the shows, preparing lectures to post. All this takes time, and I could be doing other things that in many cases are a lot more remunerated than the time that I spend doing this. But I do this because I truly do love it, because I truly think that in whatever small way I'm contributing, I am making a difference, as are many of the other professors who have joined this movement. And so if there's any way that you could support my efforts, that would be great. I have a Patreon account. I also have, as I said, a PayPal account. Right now is only set up for a one-time payment. I'll see if I can set up a monthly payment option. I think one of the things that I need to do for my Patreon account is set up the hierarchical, the tiered, layered reward system, which is really what Patreon is good at doing. And I haven't done that. Right now you can just go there and give any amount of money that you want, irrespective of, in other words, it's not based on anything that I offer in return. It's just you're supporting me for the content that I'm providing you. So in any case, if you can support, that would be fantastic. That's it. Please continue watching. Please continue commenting. Share the video if you can. And as I always say, we all have our distinct ways to contribute to the battle of ideas. Don't think that because you're someone who doesn't have a huge platform that you can't contribute. Everybody's got a voice and everybody should use it. Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. And here's to the next 600 episodes. Cheers.